Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia and welcome to our live video. It is Monday, May 11th, and if you are not joining us live, we do have some ways to show you on how you can watch us live. So all right, I bungled those words, but let me just show you right here. We're going to skip around and we'll talk about where we are. Today we are talking about the Back in Black, the Sorento Black Edition. So Black Line is actually what they call it. So this is funny. We've been debating between Black Edition or Black Line. And on the website it says Black Edition, and on our other papers it says Black Line. So I may mix those two words up. Anyways, if you're just joining us for the first time and you're not live with us, you can go to the Brantford Kia YouTube page. So just go to YouTube like you normally would. Search Brantford Kia. You can find our logo just like that. And when you get there, if you refresh the page exactly at 2 o'clock, which is right now, you will see that our live video is right there. So you just click on live video, and there we go. On the right side there are some comments. If anybody wants to drop a comment just to start, that would be fantastic, just so I know that they're working. Bear with me, I'm gonna flip the camera just 1 second. You can look at our beautiful flowers. They left flowers in this room for me, and I think I'm gonna kill them, so I hope they're not relying on my expertise on flowers. Hey, Albert's here, perfect, okay. All right, comments are working. Let me show you over here what we've got. I can see your comments over there, so that's perfect. All right, today we are looking at, so first of all, let me just tell you where we are, why I'm here, what's going on. I am in our very unfinished video bay, so that's about to change soon. As of Wednesday, they're gonna come and finish the floor in this room, which means I'm probably gonna have to figure something out for Wednesday, but that's okay, we'll do that. As you can see, because it's unfinished, this COVID-19 stuff, the construction had to stop. I'm working in an unlit space. It's not the best space, it's not the most ideal space to show vehicles, but we've been having some fun doing this for the past month or more. And today we're gonna talk about the Kia Sorento, the 2020 Black Line. Now, as you just saw, if you joined in the first couple seconds of this video, Kia's website calls this the Black Edition, and yeah, Pat wants to know if that means I'm shooting outside. We're gonna have to talk, Pat, because it's cold outside. I don't work in the cold. All right, so as you know, this is called Black Edition if you've been to our website. It's called Black Line on our internal documents. I'm gonna probably end up calling it both. We tried to get Black Edition out of our vocabulary, and then as I started this video, I went to the website and saw that it says Black Edition right on the website. So it's gonna be one or the other. I'm gonna call it probably both. You'll notice Tim's boat is still in here. I believe that's for sale, so feel free to make offers in the comments on that. Dirt bike is probably not for sale, but if I know Tim, everything's for sale. So bear with the extra storage stuff in here. And like I said, as of Wednesday, we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do. Just so you are all aware, if you wanna follow what we're doing, the easiest way to do that is just follow me on Instagram. So here's my Instagram account right here. Peter_Brantford_Kia. If you just go there, you will see what we're doing. Tomorrow, I haven't fully decided what we're doing. I have a few ideas, but you can sway my opinions if you have an idea. And on Wednesday, they're not gonna let me work here with the flooring, so we'll figure that out. Yes, you're right, everything's for sale. See, if I know Tim, everything's for sale. So if you wanna buy Tim's dirt bike, make an offer. If you wanna buy the boat, make an offer. All right, if you have not given this video a thumbs up, do me a favor. That just tells my bosses you want to see more of these, but if I haven't earned your thumbs up yet, I'm okay with that too. I will try to earn it in the next half hour as we stay online. So you guys tune into these videos not just to see what's new. What's new? Black wheels, black mirrors, black roof rails, but there's a lot more to this car that I want to show you. It's not just the specs. I'm going to show you two things you didn't know came in this car and nobody has told you comes in this car. And yeah, we'll go through, we'll take a look at the inside, the outside. Now, if you remember the other day, we talked about the Sorento. We had a 2.4 liter entry-level Sorento in here. Of course, it still had the alloy wheels, looked really sharp. And on the far side where the boat is, we had the SX Sorento. And we talked about how they fit into the marketplace. So this one's gonna be smack in between those two. And if you remember when I talked about the Sorento 2.4 liter LX model, I encouraged people, if they could, to jump up from the LX model to the LX Plus. That's what we're dealing with here. It is that step up. Now the difference is this one is the V6 model. So if you like this Black Line, if you like this Black Edition with these black wheels, which we'll show you in a second, then you're looking at the LX Plus V6. Now for me, I would buy the LX Plus model. I think that's sort of the sweet spot in the lineup. The SX is very nice, it's luxury, it's beautiful. But for me, the LX Plus seems to be the sort of real good value line with what you would want. that doesn't mean that my opinion should matter to you. You should buy what's best for you. But what makes me kind of happy is that they made this sportier look, and you can see the wheels there. They put this on the LX Plus model, and it's only available on the LX Plus model. So if you want some of the other options in the Sorento, you're gonna have to decide whether you want these wheels or not. And again, black roof rails, black mirrors. So a couple things different. The Sorento's available with a few different wheels. So it's 17s, 18s, and 19-inch wheels. These wheels are 19-inch. Now, in the past, the only way to get 19-inch wheels was to move to the SX model, that top-of-the-line package. What you're getting here is that midline package with these wheels. Now, if I was to name this package, I'm sure Black Line and Black Edition has been well researched, and they've probably run focus groups on it. To me, really, I would just call it the Sport Edition. It's not really any sportier as far as the wheels or anything else, but the whole thing looks clean and sporty to me. It's got some nice little bit of chrome still, and I don't mind that. It's got a little bit of chrome around the grille, a little bit of chrome around the windows, but it's not fully blacked out, but it's just kind of, it looks like a sportier model. When you compare this to the SX model, the SX is clearly a luxury type vehicle. It's got a lot of chrome, it has a little bit more flash, whereas this is sort of more understated, a little more tough, but you still have those sporty looking wheels because you have the larger rims, smaller sidewall. Let's just take a look at the tire size here. I didn't check that before I started. 235/55 R19. So 235/55, a 55 sidewall, especially on tires this big, is still a fairly tall sidewall. So you're not worried about pinching them or anything. It's not like they're crazy hypersport wheels, but they look really, really good. So we're gonna take a look around this vehicle. I'm gonna turn the lights on to start. Usually we finish with that, but I'm gonna turn them on early right now. And, a couple things I gotta show you. Okay, first of all, I'll show you the key because I can't do anything without the key. Here's what the key looks like. Typical Sorento key. It is keyless entry. Push button start, tap the door to unlock. Right over here. That little black button will unlock the doors or lock the doors. And we'll show you a lot more features in a second. One thing I'm gonna show you that you probably don't know about, if you are in a Sorento and let's say your key fob battery goes dead, a couple things to show you. If the key is not in the car, actually I gotta get rid of the key for a second. All these times I remember the key and now I need to not have it. All right, I left the key outside the car. If the key battery was dead and you went to start the car by pushing the start button right over here, you will see in the center of your dash, key not detected. It also says, press start button with the key. So I've done videos on this because people don't know what to do when their key fob battery is dead, and now the car just tells you. So kind of a new feature there, and that's, again, the old Sorentos. We had a 2011 or 2013 today in for service, and the key fob battery was dead, and they used to have to plug the key fob, the key package, or this whole thing, into a slot in the car. Some of the older Kias did that, and that's what we had to do in the past to get them to start. Now what you do, if the key fob battery is dead, you press the key fob against the start button, and the vehicle will start for you. Now, I wouldn't do it forever. You eventually will run out of battery, but we're gonna show you outside first. I've got the headlights on now. So, kind of a sharp looking vehicle. It's one of those things where when you see it in person, the dark tint on the rear, I chose the white color. That may or may not be your favorite color, but I chose the white color just because I knew it was gonna be a duller day today and the white color just stands out a little bit more. But out front, in addition to those, so I should talk real briefly. This vehicle came out around 2016. It's had a lot of updates since then. So it's really jumped ahead a couple generations. And you'll see that we have a white LED light down the bottom there. So that is your daytime running light. That is on. It looks really sharp in person. It gives a nice modern look. You can see you've got a nice sharp headlight there, bright headlight. And there is also the projector beam, high beam there as well. No fog lights on this particular model. I think that kind of goes well. You've got a gloss black trim down the bottom here. They don't mention that in the documents that I have. So I think that is on every Sorento as I'm looking out. Yeah, it is, but it just ties in better with this car. So the LX Plus has that anyways, but it ties in better, sort of that piano black kind of finish. And like I said, that little white LED light doesn't show up that bright to you guys, but it just looks really sharp in person. So we'll come around to signal lights. We'll do that a little bit later. Show you the tail lights as well. And then we're gonna go in through the car. Gonna hit it a little bit opposite this time. Gonna go with the front seats this time and work our way back to some of the cargo space and other things as well. Just to vary it up a little bit for you guys, because I know that you guys, some of you have followed me for a while and you kind of get used to the same routine. We're going to change the routine up a little bit today. All right, first thing I'm going to do is, because we are in an unlit video bay, I'm going to turn on my accessory light. I have a little light clipped in there that'll give us some extra light. If you guys are wondering about buttons in here, that's how you adjust the seat height up and down, or the seat, the headrest up or down. So you don't have to pinch your hands in here. You can reach it nice and easily through there. Kind of a nice little feature. All right, so we hop in here. What I did is I customized the main screen. So again, I showed you the screen here before. You can see you can change this custom display in the center any way you want, but that's the display in the center. Currently showing some fuel economy, the drive mode, those kind of things. Typical stuff there for Kia. Now, I'm gonna turn lights off here. On the right side is your 8-inch screen. It might be 7-inch screen, excuse me. It's a 7-inch screen, I'm pretty sure. Yes, 7-inch screen. So, you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in this car. Now that does a lot of things for you. If you have your phone plugged in through Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can say, hey Google, or hey the other one. I can't say it or my phone will act up, and that's what I'm using to record, but you know what I'm talking about. If I activate Siri or if I activate Google, you can set yourself to reminders. Now, if you want to do that through your phone, you can set location-based reminders. So I know that Pat and I both like to use location-based reminders. So on a Saturday afternoon when I don't come into work typically, I can say, hey, Google, or whatever the other one is, remind me to do XYZ when I get to work. And that will work through your phone. And that's something that's handy to do through Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. If you don't have your phone with you, or if you just want to remind you to do something not location-based, you can do that through a voice memo set up in the car. Now, this menu on your car, it does not look like this. We almost never customize these for our customers, and we really should. You can also see there's a new feature here, quiet mode. So I've got the radio on. I'll crank it nice and loud. All right, hope you like country music. So what I did with the quiet mode is you can read it right there. When you hit the quiet mode, I'll turn it right down now, it limits the front speakers to no higher than 7, and it turns off the rear speakers. This is something we had since the Telluride launched. Many of you may not know it's in the Sorento. So I checked this Black Line edition and it is in there. And what I did is I customized those settings, voice memos here and the quiet mode. So at any point, if I want to turn the quiet mode on because my kids are talking, or more importantly, so I've got kids that are grade 2 and grade 3 right now. They probably want quiet mode to maybe sleep if we went to grandma's and stayed too late. Quiet mode I think is useful if you have teenagers because I gotta read your comment in a second, Jeff, or John. Anyways, quiet mode's good, I think, if you have teenagers, because what it allows is the driver and passenger to listen to their music, but kills the speakers for your teenagers in the back who may be listening to the music on their own earphones. Doesn't have your music disrupting them, and of course yours is limited to number 7 on the volume. So kind of a cool feature. I didn't know it was in the Sorento until I started digging through, and I'm not sure if it's just a Black Line. I think it's probably in the 2019 Sorento or 2020 Sorento anyways, but that's kind of a new feature there. So just kind of a cool thing, and again, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is what you would expect in here. What I love about these radios is it's not just touchscreen. Some of them are touchscreen and flush things. We went through the Honda the other day and had flush buttons. If I want to go to my radio, I can just tap the radio button. If I want to go to the phone, I can tap the phone button. Of course, I don't have a phone plugged in, so it's going to get angry with me. Yeah, there we go. Don't have a phone hooked up by Bluetooth, excuse me. So there's all kinds of things you can do, including hitting your home button. What I like to do is set up that star button right there. That star button allows me to customize it to be a lot of different things. You could set it up to... well, we can show you actually. Why don't we just do that real quick? We can go, where are we? Advanced, and we'll go to custom button. So that custom button can be phone projection, which is Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, my menu, your Bluetooth audio, display on and off. You can do a couple different things there. So you can set up that button. I always like to put mine on the phone projection, which is Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Just so at the push of a button, I can go to my Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And of course, you can go back home there as well. And that saves you from going through the menus. Just takes one less button push away when you're on the road. So the kind of cool thing, steering wheel mode button, you can do the same thing. You can switch between AM, FM, USB music, iPod, phone projection, auxiliary, and Bluetooth audio. If you want to cut some of those menus out, you can just go click, click, click to get from AM, FM to maybe just Bluetooth audio. Those kind of things can happen. So there we go. So Pat's answering one of my questions I see. That's great. I'm going to keep moving through here. Now, again, this car is brand new. It's still got some plastic on it. You may see some plastic throughout. I do want to show you the steering wheel, though. It's got a nice sort of stitching pattern here. If you go up on the dash, you see the same stitching pattern come across this dash right there, and you'll see a nicer stitching pattern through on the soft touch armrests right there. So these are cloth seats in the LX Plus model. I personally am a big fan of cloth, so you get a nice mix of cloth as well as other things in there. I will show you the, actually I forgot to move down, usually that's what I do. Climate control in the LX Plus. So remember when I said LX is nice, but stepping up to LX Plus is much better? Here's what you get: dual zone automatic climate control. What that means is I can set my temperatures separately for my driver and passenger, and you can sort of carry it through there. So 25 to my passenger, 21.5 for me is perfect. If I want to sync them together, it always syncs to what the driver's at. Just so you know, if you do set your passenger side different, as soon as you adjust the driver's side, adjust just your driver's side. So dual zone climate control in this car. A lot of people like that feature. I think that makes some sense. There's also a rear air conditioning button. So in effect, it's kind of a tri-zone air conditioning, but it's really two temperatures, and your rear air just helps you on the hot days, cooling out a fairly large vehicle. So nice and large inside. A little lower than that, rump roasters. I like those. I also like steering wheel heater. So that is a on this LX Plus trim, you get the leather-wrapped gear shift knob. You get the leather-wrapped steering wheel that you don't get on the LX. And then, of course, once it's leather-wrapped, it has the ability to be the heated steering wheel as well. So I'm a big fan of the heated steering wheel. Kind of a cool feature there. And, yeah, so that's kind of nice. The other thing that your climate system here is it has an auto defog. So as it senses that the front window is fogging up, it will automatically defog for you. It works 95% of the time. It works very often. There's the odd time I've turned on the defrost still just to get it, but it's very, very good. Basically, the front window never defogs. You turn the car on and it's defogging on its own. And so very cool feature in the winter in Canada, especially. I'll show you those rear view cameras because those are always popular. Drop in rear view. I can't show you the clarity because I'm filming a screen, and filming a screen doesn't show clarity, but let me tell you, our screens are top notch, like luxury vehicle quality. They're very, very good with clarity. So you can see that. I don't know if it shows as well on the screen as it does in person, but very, very clear screens. And I'm a big fan of clear backup cameras. So if I haven't earned your like yet, at least give a like for the clear backup camera. All right, scrolling down a little further, if you've just been looking at this vehicle in the past for 2016 or so, you'll notice a few drive modes. The drive modes have changed, as has the transmission. Are they dynamic guidelines? You know what? Let's start the car up. I was questioning the same thing and I couldn't turn the steering wheel. So you know what? We'll gas them all out there, start the car up, throw it in reverse. There's the yellow. Yep, they are. So blue is straight behind me and yellow and red is guided. So there's your answer to your question. Great question. And I sometimes forget to answer it simply because I sometimes forget which cars have it and which cars don't. Turn the car back on. When you change AC blower speed, where does the setting show up? Oh, good question. So let's just show you right now. It shows up in here. Let me just do that right now. So we'll change it right there. So you can see it shows up in the center there. So when I have it on the auto, it just appears because it'll set it where it needs to. So it'll turn itself down right now. But when it's in the auto setting, it doesn't show up there. When you do start playing with stuff, it does show up there. So I'm a big fan of leaving it on auto, let the car figure it out itself. But like I said, if you want to play with it and make it a manual system, you can absolutely do that. So I hope that helps. Same thing with setting where your air is blowing. If I take it off the auto setting, I can show you where the air is blowing. And if I put it on the auto setting, it turns away. So great question. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, drive modes. So the previous, oh, my interior light went off. Oh, well, we're done with that. Battery's dead. Drive modes right here. If auto defogger works only with the auto AC, yes. If it's in the auto setting, it will auto defog. If you manually control things, it will override what you're doing. You may not want it to defog, those kind of things. So yeah, in the auto defog. Great question. Drive modes down here. Like I said, previous Sorentos only had 3. This one's got 4, and I'm going to be honest, it has one too many. Kia Canada is not watching anymore, right? Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. They've tuned me out. Okay. Eco. So comfort, eco, sport, and smart. What I would think you want to do is keep it in eco if you like eco. That's great. That if you drive it efficiently anyways, it'll keep it in eco mode for you. Some people don't like eco because it resists downshifting or resists giving you into the power band as you go on the highway. And for that, I recommend the smart mode. Smart mode gives you all the benefits of eco, but if you get into the gas, get into the throttle, you will find that the car shifts the way you want it to. It'll even bump it automatically into sport mode. So what that means is Eco is great for economy if you just really only want to drive economical, don't want to jump into the sport mode, and you drive economically anyways. If you start flooring it and giving a lot of gas in eco mode, it's gonna kind of work against you. It's going to try to keep it in lower power. Sport mode is the exact opposite. It's going to keep it in the higher revs. Great for towing. Keeps it in the higher revs. If you, especially, you don't have to always leave it in sport mode for towing, but if you're going up a hill or something like that, you can put it in sport mode. That being said, that smart mode is brilliant, which means, since we know Kia's not watching anymore, comfort mode really doesn't serve a purpose for me. Now, you can tell me if it does for you in the comments. I have no problem with that. I just find that smart mode is so good. You don't really need the comfort mode. You don't really need the eco mode for a guy like me. That sport mode is nice to leave it in that sport mode for me if I want to keep it in the power. So there you go, 4 drive modes, and that smart mode is the one you want to keep it in. This engine transmission combination as well has changed. So the V6 engine is the same, 3.3 liter V6. We've had that since the beginning of this model, but that 8-speed transmission came in around the 2019 model year. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, it's 2019. So you do have an 8-speed transmission now, and it didn't actually really improve fuel economy numbers according to the testing, but I can tell you that when I drive this car, I can beat the fuel economy numbers quite easily, and I think that's to do with the 8-speed transmission. It's very, very smooth, very good, always seems to have the right gear. It's a very quick shifting transmission as well, so excellent transmission in the car, better than the 6-speed in my mind for a lot of reasons. So the other thing that the V6 with that 8-speed transmission does well is it's very good for towing. So Tim and I were talking about the weight of this boat. This boat is well under the, it's well under what you need to, or that boat is well light enough. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying. 5,000 pound tow capacity on the Sorento. It can easily tow that boat, who we figure is 25-ish, 100 pounds for just the boat. Maybe add the trailer. So either way, 3,000, 3,500 pounds, has no problem towing the boat. And as you can see, the boat in the video bay, it's a long boat. I mean, it's basically almost against the wall back there, almost against the wall here, and you can see the Sorento in the same size room has tons of room. So you can tow a lot with these vehicles, basically, is what I'm getting at. So that boat has, it only has a 4-pin wiring connector because it has surge brakes on the boat, so you could tow this legally without having to do any extra wiring. And the Sorento is pre-wired for a 4-pin trailer tow, so you could have wirings pre-done in the, I think it's in the lighting area. You can drop it down. It's very simple to wire up for your towing, and of course you can just get it with a hitch from us and you're done. All right, I am 22 minutes in. I'm going to show you sizing of this car in a minute here. So we're going to hop in the trunk. I will show you the third row seat. There's another feature that is newer on this car, Telluride-like feature that I'll show you in a second. But first, I'm going to jump into your comments here. Does this come with premium audio, JBL, or the likes? Not on this trim level. So this is the the LX Plus model with that black line or black edition, whatever Kia wants to call it. Has the wheels, has the black mirrors and the black roof caps, but it is an LX Plus and 19-inch wheels. So yeah, we checked 19-inch tires. We did check the tire size before, 235, 55, 19 tires. So great question. And 19-inch, exactly. So basically the SX size wheels on the LX Plus, and of course in that color. So no premium audio because it is an LX Plus. It is a good looking car. Auto defogger, we talked about that. Blower speed, dynamic guidelines, we covered. I'll skip to the top. This V6 and 8-speed have the annoying auto stop. Okay, so Bob, OFC Bob. No, it does not have the annoying start-stop feature, but I want you to tell me why you think that feature is annoying, just so I know, because I don't find it annoying, and I have a feeling, I have a theory about that. So go ahead, OFC Bob, let me know in the comments why you think that start-stop feature is annoying, because then I want to talk to you about ours on some of the other cars, but we'll do that in a minute. So yeah, no start-stop feature. Does have blind spot detection in this car. So I don't know if you can see the little mirrors right there, or the little lights in the mirrors. That's where they'll be. They'll light up orange. That's a really nice safety feature to have. And all right, I did miss a couple comments here, so let me just scroll up a little bit. Okay. Pat's talking about EVs. Apple will learn to spell properly when I speak it in the phone. Oh, do we push EVs? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what Pat answered. So without reading Pat's answer about the EV person, we do a ton of stuff about EVs. I drive an EV myself. We are a leader across the country in EVs, especially obviously the Kia. We sell used EVs as well. We're huge. We definitely push EVs. So I'm a big fan of EVs in every way, including driving one. So I don't know if that helps you. Okay. So I hate to feel the car just stop. Okay, so Bob answered my question about that auto start stop, which again, this car doesn't have. So the thing with those auto stop starts, a lot of people hate them because a lot of the early ones are terrible. They're awful. I don't mind it at all. Even in the new Ford F-150, I find there's a delay in that vehicle when it starts. Tim's truck is not terrible, but Tim's driving a GMC Sierra top of the line. It's kind of got a delay. I find it on our cars not to have the delay that it has in other vehicles. So again, this car doesn't have that stop-start feature, but you know, I think sometimes people hate it because they've experienced it being so terrible in other vehicles, and then they get in a modern vehicle and like, oh, you don't even notice it. Like, it just doesn't matter. So anyways, we can have a difference of opinion. If you don't like it, I'm not afraid of you not liking it, but they have gotten better. So hijack in the chat. When will this video bay get completed? Hey, you're late to the thing, Manahar. They're doing the floor on Wednesday, and the video bay is getting completed sooner. Okay, bear with me. We're gonna look at the trunk right now. I'm dealing with an interior light that went dead because I guess somebody had used it and it's not fully charged. So we're working in low light conditions. Again, unfinished video bay, but again, floor's being done on Wednesday. So back here, as you all know, you get some underfloor storage here. Space on the left for underfloor storage. On the right, you have the jacks for, of course, tire. There is a spare tire on the car underneath. And right there, you have a seat that pops up. Teddy is against the back seat. It is a 40-20-40 split, so you can fold down just the center if you wanted to. And Teddy is what I use to sort of measure the size of the unit. You can see Teddy's belly is there, and there's basically an entire other trunk of Teddy. You could fit 2 Teddys and maybe even more 2 Teddys. The trunk in the Sorento is huge, so Teddy's gonna go for a little ride here. Where do I want to throw Teddy? I don't want to get him too dirty. Hey, Tim. Tim's boat needs a Teddy. Have fun, Ted. Okay, I don't think that's the best view for Teddy, but whatever. Okay, so what I want to show you in the back here is those rear AC controls. Now again, I'm working with low light because my auxiliary light went dead, but there are some air conditioning controls back here as well, so the third row passengers can control that. There's a 12-volt port back here. These fold the seats up ahead, and when I said there's a Telluride-like feature in here, first of all, I'm going to put the seat up for a second. If you want to raise the rear seat, I don't know if you can see there's a little tab here. I'll pull that up like this, pull the headrest up like that. Again, this car just came in, so it's still got some plastic on there. You can see there's still a usable trunk space, not a Telluride-sized trunk space, but still usable there. There's the third row seat. Now, Telluride-like feature that I was going to tell you about is right here. The Telluride has buttons on the seat. Now you get those in the Sorento as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the one up here, which is, you can sort of see it there. I'm going to tap it there. It folds the seat, runs it forward. If you're like me, you remember getting in the 2-door cars. That front seat is back way farther than it needs to be, so just for my convenience, I'm going to move it a little forward because I don't want to break my camera. You can see the seat's basically full back, so there we go. Brought it forward. Spare tire's a space saver, the actual tire itself. Spare tire's underneath. I haven't got the size, but you want to look at it? I'll show you. Where is it? There we go. Oopsie daisy. Oh, my camera doesn't want to look up. 1 second. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work, guys. Oh, it's not tilting up. There we go. There's the tire right there. You know what? I'll have to double check the size. I don't think it's full width, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it would be full width because these tires are a good size, good width, but it is underneath there. All right, so back to the seat. We moved in here, just like hopping in a 2-door car. I'm 6 feet tall. Let's see how hard this is to get in. 1, 2, 3. I'm already in. I'm sitting on the seat. Done. Third row passenger space. Let's take a look at me. I need a haircut. I haven't got one in a while. I was supposed to cut it this weekend, but I got tired. So third row seat. I'm 6 feet tall. Do I fit in the back seat? Yeah, of course I do. And you can see my arm behind me. Raising again. Lots and lots of room there. So I actually fit without a whole lot of trouble. Now my knees, let's just look at them for a second. My knees are behind the seat here. So again, this seat on the right side, again, we're working in low light, bear with me. The right side here, that seat is not moved. I got an inch of space, not a ton of space. I always try to not exaggerate space. What's uncomfortable, and when I say uncomfortable, I mean I could drive for an hour like this. My legs are not on the seat. So my upper leg here is not resting on the seat like it would be in every other back row of a 2-row SUV in the Kia lineup. In a lot of other manufacturers' lineups, my rear legs aren't on the seat anyways in the rear seat. But in the third row seat, that's the only lack of comfort I've got. My headroom is fine. My footroom is fine. I can fit them underneath. I don't know if you can see me have black shoes, but my black shoes I can fit underneath the seats there in front. So third row space is actually fine in this car for short trips. I always say, if you have the choice between a 5-passenger or a 7-passenger, if you had a 5-passenger vehicle here, which would be in this case not the Black Line edition, you would gain some underfloor storage space, but you don't lose any trunk space. So I always say the 7 seats are great. I wouldn't use them every single day for an adult, but if you had kids that needed them, not a problem. The middle row seat is quite roomy. It has a lot of recline to it, a lot of headroom. I easily fit in that. If you want to see me in, I can. I won't bore you if you don't want to. But this Black Line edition does have the 7 seats. And to me, having the convenience of those 2 extra seats where you can fit an adult in, it can save you from taking another car. It's a huge benefit to have those seats, in my opinion, just to have the option of taking somebody along with you. All right, we've hit the 30-minute mark. So if I haven't earned your like on this video yet, I hope you're watching for a reason. I hope you haven't walked away from your screen. I'd love to earn your like. I'd love to earn the subscription as well if you want to subscribe to our channel. We do these every day at 2 o'clock, usually about a half an hour in when I'm going on schedule. I start taking your questions on just about anything you want. So we'll stick with this vehicle initially. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them on this vehicle. Powered front seats, great question. Albert, we'll show you that and some of the ports in the car. After we get to some of your questions on this vehicle, if you want to go a hair off topic, we can do that for a couple minutes and then we'll go from there. It would look better with a shark fin antenna. It would look better with a shark fin antenna. This one doesn't have that. That's because it doesn't have satellite radio on this particular car. So next model will probably have that. Okay, so there's the power seats in the driver's side. You do have the 10-way power seats, I believe they're called, not the 14-way that you would have with the SX model. So you're still getting a luxury type feature. Cloth seats. Albert likes to look at ports. And again, my interior light is off on this car just because it went dead. You do have the typical ports here. 12-volt sockets on either side there. Your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto plugs into this USB port here. There's also a USB port in the center armrest underneath here. There's 1 or 2 in the back. Let me just see. I saw them, but now I forgot. The ports in the back here, there's 2. So there's a USB and a 12-volt port. USB on the left, 12-volt port on the right. And of course the vents back there. Plastic back seats, which I'm a huge fan of because I have kids. You can wipe that clean. There is a netted pocket down there, which is very hard to show you with, let me just show you on this side here. You can kind of see it there. Again, sorry about the lighting going dead on me, but you can see it's a netted style seat back right there. So you have those. Rear seats, of course, can recline multiple ways just by the handle right there. So that's simple. And yeah, if there's anything I missed in your questions, now's a good time to re-ask that question that I missed. I always go back and read the comments when I'm done these, and I always feel guilty because I missed somebody's comment. So if I haven't answered your question, ask it again now. Sorento sits above the Seltos, correct? Yes, that is correct. So Seltos is our entry-level all-wheel drive SUV. Step below that and you get the Kia Soul in 2-wheel drive. So Kia Soul's front-wheel drive. Seltos is next in the lineup as an all-wheel drive, then the Sportage, which sits in between the Seltos and the Sorento, then the Sorento, then the Telluride. So we've got a good selection now of all-wheel drive SUVs. And again, if you're looking front-wheel drive, we still got the Kia Soul, Kia Niro, which are both great for efficiency. I like the Soul just because it's kind of funky, and I drive one. And also, I have an EV Soul. There's the Niro, which is a front-wheel drive, very fuel efficient. Every Niro is at least a hybrid, if not a plug-in hybrid, if not a full electric vehicle. So there we go. Those of you wondering about future Sorento, I know you haven't asked in this live video, but I will get comments later. There is a new model Sorento coming out. We don't expect that to have a V6. I could be wrong, but we don't expect it to have a V6, which makes this one the model to buy if you're looking to tow, something like Tim's boat, for instance. Like I said, there is a possibility it could have a V6. I did read somewhere that it could, but I don't know if that's good knowledge. I'm under the impression it's not going to have a V6, and I could be wrong, but we know this one does, so there you go. And tell me what you guys think of the wheels. Yes, no? Not everybody has to be a fan, but let me know in the comments, yes or no right now in the live feed. If you like the wheels, yes. If you don't like the wheels, let me know no. And I kind of like them. I think they look really sharp. They're a new design for us. And again, I'm not worried if you agree with me or disagree with me. That's okay. You're allowed to have your own opinions, so feel free to let me know. Needed an all-one. Oh, we should mention that. There is a Black Line coming to the Sportage as well. And a thumbs up on the wheels. Okay, so the Sportage will also have this look coming to it. I don't remember what trim. And of course, the Telluride is being talked about having those black wheels as well, probably as a 2021 model in Canada. So in Canada, we have never had the Telluride with black wheels. We tend to put black wheels on for our winter tire packages with those vehicles. Sportage S all-wheel drive Black Line. So there you go. Tim's telling me the thing. Seltos Black Edition, no way. We're expecting to sell every Seltos we can right now without a Black Edition. First model year does not have it, so it probably will be available in a later model year. It'll depend on how well these sell and how well these are doing on what they do with the Seltos. But right now, Seltos doesn't have a Black Edition. Now, to be fair, it does have a gunmetal gray wheel on the EX. So you can get that similar look on the EX model. And yeah, you did try. There we go. All right, we're about 35 minutes in. Tomorrow we have a surprise for you, only because I'm not 100% sure what we're doing in here tomorrow. I have a few ideas, but I can be, hey Peter, go ahead, Steven. Anyways, I can be swayed if you have something you want me to do tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to have to get creative because I'm going to get kicked out of my little office here, and they're going to make it much nicer for you. So we'll see how often we can keep doing these live videos. I think we're going to continue to try. We'll just figure out how we do it. I think Steven was asking me a question, so I'm waiting for Steven. And if anybody else has a question that I've missed or that you've wanted to ask, feel free to do that. No shame in asking, and I'll do my best to answer it while we can. And okay, the V6 have a power liftgate. So yes, good question. This particular model does not have the power liftgate, so that does not have the smart tailgate. There is a powered tailgate available on the, I believe it's EX and above. So one trim level above this is the EX model where it will have the power liftgate. So I believe Steven was going to ask me something because he said, hey, Peter, or maybe he's just saying hi. What do we say? Do you get the Sedona or Grand Carnival? Okay, yeah. So we have, Grand Carnival is what the Sedona is called in other markets. We do have a Sedona. We have done some Sedonas in here. I may do that again soon. I'm not sure if I'll do that tomorrow. I like doing Sedona videos because although I'm not a minivan person myself, I think they're amazing. I think they're super practical, unique vehicles. I love talking about minivans. And we have a lot of videos online that well over 100,000 views on our Sedona videos. So, Steve's just saying hi, so that's perfect. I didn't want to miss a comment, so that's perfect. Anyways, so Sedonas we will do just because I like them, and we do well with them online. All right, those of you who joined us, I really appreciate you joining us. If you want to subscribe to our channel, that would be great. Liking this video also tells everyone that we should keep doing these. A last row review of Telluride versus Sedona. Yeah, you know what? I've talked about doing Telluride and Sedona. We lost the top line Sedona, so it doesn't have a direct competitor there, but I might do that. Uto on auto off on my Seltos. Tell that red light. Yeah, okay, so the auto shut off on the Seltos, you can't even tell when it turns back on. So that's, I guess, connecting with Bob there, telling us about that auto start stop feature. Again, I get why people hate it. Some of them are terrible. I don't particularly hate ours. I think they're very good. So anyways, we've gone over time, and I've got a whole video to do tomorrow. So I will cut this one off here. I really want to thank you for joining us, helping us out. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Be sure to check out my Instagram, at Peter_Brantford_Kia. That'll tell you in the morning what we're doing in the afternoon. And we'll see you back here live at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching.